Your Fever are just 2 games away from the WNBA Finals, and John Robertson, Michelle Garmon, and myself, your host Greg Mingelt, previewed Game 3 of the Fever Aces Semifinals series, with the series shifting back to Indianapolis and the Fever having home court advantage. The topic of them winning a championship even came up, though very, very briefly. Because of high school football only gets the spotlight one night a week, that will be our focus on Friday night, but we will have a Fever podcast on Saturday or early Sunday to recap Game 3 and preview Game 4. Please join us for that one. And as long as the Fever are still going, we will be podcasting about it, so please go subscribe to the Central Indiana Sports Report so you do not miss a single podcast. We are on all the stuff: Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon, Apple, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Go find us. Subscribe, follow. Do it.
You're listening to The Fever Report with John Robertson and Michelle Garmon. And here's your host, Greg Mingelt.
Welcome, Fever and WNBA fans, to the Fever/WNBA playoff report with John Robertson and Michelle Garmon. As things stand heading into Friday night, Aces and Fever 1-1, Mercury and Lynx 1-1, heading to Indianapolis and Phoenix. John, take it away.
Well, we're coming off of a dominant Fever win and then a dominant Aces win. So you have to ask yourself, what team is going to show up in Cambridge on Friday night? And that's why when people ask me today at work how I'm betting the game or what props I'm betting or how I'm gonna, and I said, I am not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. I just can't bet it. I would put $1 on it because you don't know which team is going to show up for either side, right? Like sometimes like with the Pacers, we would say which Pacers team is going to show up, the good one or the bad one. But this time we have, we could get any combination of good or bad Fever or good and bad Aces. So
here's one thing I'm certain of. I'm pretty certain the Fever are not going to be blown out.
I don't think they're going to be blown out. No, I don't think so.
The energy of the crowd alone is going to keep that from happening.
Well, I've said that for a while. The Cambridge basically gives you 5 or 6 points at least. The energy in Cambridge during playoffs is just unreal. So I 100% agree with you. They're not going to get blown out. I hadn't looked at the line yet, but because I'd already decided I wasn't going to bet it. But
Fever are getting 1 point.
Really?
Really?
See, I can't bet on that. I couldn't take that. I made the prediction, and I'm going to stick to my prediction, Fever in 4. I'm sticking with my Fever in 4, even after the whipping we took in Las Vegas on Game 2. But I truly think Cambridge is going to give them the opportunity to play really well.
I'm not really concerned about how big the Aces beat the Fever the other night, because I think the Fever, they winning like they did against the Aces in Game 1 was a lot emotionally and physically draining. So Game 2, I mean, the Aces, with memories of what happened to them a year ago, fresh in their minds.
It was a predictable outcome.
Yeah, it was. Extra day of rest instead of an every other day scenario, getting 2 days rest. I think it benefits the Fever, especially because they came home. These women came home and they get to sleep in their own beds. They're eating their own food. They're in their environment, and like you said, Cambridge should be very should be high energy for them tomorrow.
You would think ticket prices were reasonable. They weren't ridiculous. So you would think people that want to be there should be there.
I don't want to interrupt, guys, but can you imagine what kind of story it would be if the Fever won this championship?
Let's get through the semifinals before. I hear you.
Look, I hear you. Now, they have home court advantage and Phoenix is beating the favorites in the whole thing. They have home court advantage. I'm not saying that the Fever, and as you know, I said that I thought the Aces will win this series. But there's now, like John likes to say, a less than zero chance that the Fever win this championship. It'll be an amazing story.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a chance. I do think there's a chance. We got to worry about Lexi Hall's health situation. We got to worry about Damaris Dantas' situation, who's still not cleared from her concussion protocols. So she's been out for games 1 and 2, and it's looking like she won't make it back for game 3, which is... I know she's not a major role player, but she's definitely an important piece and adds depth to an already shallow bench. So even if you're just getting a few extra minutes out of her to give some people a rest, that's still huge.
Oh, it is. What she does is allow, if foul trouble or depending on the situation, if Stephanie White thinks she can get 2 minutes of letting Howard and Ball, and they can be on the bench together if you have her with Turner, the two bigs. I don't know. I mean, Simpson is something else. I don't know what, I don't.
She's a rookie. Timpson's a rookie. That's just all that you have to say. Like, she's going to develop fine. I think she's going to be really good.
A player who would be buried on the bench if they hadn't had all the injuries, but you're kind of hoping now you can get something from.
What was the Pacers guy that you kept getting the name wrong of?
I don't remember.
I
have no idea what his name is.
Bradley?
I do know the name Thomas Bryant, though.
He's gone now.
He's a Cavalier now.
Ugh.
So I just think that I really think the story of the game is going to be, when does Boston get her second or third fouls? That's going to determine how the game goes. I truly think that it hinges on that. If Boston gets fouls early and has to play super passive or has to sit the bench, we're not going to win probably. If she gets her second foul in the second quarter, we're probably fine.
I also think, and she usually doesn't get in foul trouble or anything, but we always have to keep.
But it's against Asia Wilson. But she's playing against Asia Wilson.
Not her. I was going to say another player we can't really afford to get in foul trouble. She usually doesn't, but she has a couple times this year. It's Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, I think Kelsey's shooting percentage is going to be more of the story than her fouls. I haven't seen Kelsey get in foul trouble almost ever. Like, it maybe 1 or 2 games, but like she just usually doesn't. But if Kelsey's not shooting well, that's also good. Like, that's another factor that could just kill the game before it even starts. Really.
Yeah. And honestly,
we need 20 points from Kelsey.
Yes. And obviously, Sims is another key. We need her. Whatever points she gives us is great, but we need to make sure she's taking care of the basketball. Her assist to turnover ratios 2 to 1 or better.
She's been taking a beating too. I think this Vegas team has been nearly as violent or physical as Phoenix, but like, it's been a physical series. It's been a rough series. I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow. I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow. I do think the Fever have a pretty good shot. Looks like on FanDuel, Fever are getting 4.5, Greg.
I saw on ESPN they were +1. I could be wrong.
No, you're good. Lines change depending on like who's betting what. On different sites, you'll get different lines.
Not usually that much, but
yeah, usually not 3 points. I would maybe take Fever +4.5. I think I might take that one. I think I could take at home. We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
John, don't bet it. Just stay away. That's my advice. You're too interested. Stay away.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the other day I almost put everything I had in my account, which is more than I should bet on any one thing. I was going to put it all on the aces. That way, if the Fever lost, I was still happy, right? Like, that was the thing I was going to do. But it was like -380 or something on the money line. So I was like, screw it. I'm risking too much to not win very much.
John, I made a promise to myself that I would never bet against one of my favorite teams because I don't want to know the dollar amount that it takes to make me root against my team. I don't want to find that out.
That's fair. That is funny. But I think we're going to get a good game. I don't think that the Fever have such a bad game. And actually, they played a good first quarter. I think their first quarter was fine. But after the first quarter, it just went straight in the toilet.
Yeah.
Final predictions for Game 3, John.
Fever squeak it out. Crowd pulls them to a win. Fever squeak it out.
I think the Fever will win too. I think we talked about Kelsey Mitchell's shooting and Aaliyah Boston's fouls and Odyssey Sim taking care of the ball. But I think another huge player is Natasha Howard. In these playoffs, when she has been getting like double doubles and stuff, the Fever are usually winning. She
And
had an
making
off night, and I'm
layups.
hoping that extra day of rest and she didn't play. She played fewer minutes the other night than what she has recently, and I'm guessing some of that was maybe her play early, and some of it was the game got out of hand. So I think her getting some extra rest is beneficial because I do think she's key, especially because the Aces aren't guard heavy; they're forward heavy.
I'm gonna call up Lexi's agent and to offer to help her develop a floater in the off season. I'll be like, we need to get a floater. Like
Let's put her together with TJ McConnell and have him teach her.
Yeah, have her help her. Like she had 5 threes in the last game, which was great. Obviously, they still got whipped, but I really think she just needs a little floater that goes up like a high dropping it because she's shooting this really flat little 10-footer and it's not going. And
well, Caitlin Clark needs to get better at that too. She worked on it. It's better than it was a year ago. She never really had a floater. If you even go back and watch Caitlin in college, she didn't have one. So maybe her and Lexi can kind of work on that.
But once she added it before she got injured, she was, oh man, she was getting dangerous. It's almost, what's funny about this is like, I almost forgot how much fun it is to watch Caitlin Clark play because we've been watching this team and we're so invested in this team without her. It's a great team. Can you imagine if we keep this team together, how blessed we're going to be when we have everything?
As long as they keep the core 3 in particular together, but maybe Lexi and Sophie too. You keep that together.
I don't think there's any way Fever let Lexi go at this point. I think I think you got that core 4 of Caitlin, Aaliyah, Kelsey, and Lexi that just.
Don't you think Sophie is now a Fever?
Oh yeah, Sophie.
Oh yeah,
too.
and then,
Sophie
and I think Sophie too. My guess is if they can't keep her, and they might not for a lot of reasons, but they're going to look for somebody to fill like Natasha Howard's role of that experienced big.
I feel like Howard is like, as much as I want to keep her around as long as possible, I don't know that they would spend as much to invest to protect her because she's just so close to retirement, probably.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it works out, I think, and if it doesn't, they're going to go after. I think they'll look for that type of player, some similar characteristics, because she is a team player, and with all what they have coming back, and especially with the trio of Boston, Clark, Mitchell, it's hard for points to come outside that. I mean, Lexi and Sophie are great because they're complementary pieces. They know they don't have to score a lot. What they have to do is provide energy, toughness, be good defenders, rebound, make the hustle plays, and that's what they do.
It's not really WNBA, but it is Fever adjacent. Kelsey Mitchell announced for Unrivaled today.
Yes.
Yes,
I know.
Can you honestly, like, that's Lexi plays in Unrivaled, which I kind of watched, but not really. Even Lexi wasn't enough pull to get me to watch Unrivaled.
I couldn't watch it.
Can you imagine? I couldn't either. I didn't like it. But can you imagine Kelsey in that one-on-one tournament? Like, she's breaking ankles. She's going to be breaking ankles all over the place.
For her, I'm happy for her because now she doesn't have to go overseas because she's been going overseas to play in the off season. So she doesn't have to. And that's the only good thing to me about Unrivaled, but I don't really like it. And I didn't find it fun to watch.
A lot of issues with it, but that's a topic for another day. I just wanted to point out that she is playing in it.
Yes, she is. I think they would love it, but I don't think Caitlin Clark, she doesn't need to financially. I mean, she's probably the richest player in the league already.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's not even close. Yeah. Her State Farm money alone is
between State Farm, Nike. Anyway,
yeah, either one of those would make her the highest paid player in the WNBA, I'm sure. Real fast, according to ESPN Analytics, the Fever have a 52.5% chance of winning this game.
I guess if they have a 52.5% chance of winning, and I'm getting 1.5 to 1 on my money, I should definitely take the money line. Like that, and the math just works out. I would think
so. And quick thoughts on Mercury Lynx.
I think Minnesota is clearly the better team. Phoenix clearly have momentum.
Seems like it.
I think Minnesota gets it done. I'm
starting to feel like Phoenix wins this, John.
I kind of depends. It really is going to depend on what they're allowing them to get away with in the physical, like what level of physicality they're going to let them have. Because I watched that game and it was rugby. It was rugby.
Yeah.
And if they let it to continue to be rugby, then the linebackers or whatever are going to definitely have an advantage.
I think Alyssa Thomas, I appreciated her game a couple years ago when I watched her, but not anymore. She's like a bull in a china shop. Plays like that,
No, I
and
agree with that
I just
100%.
don't enjoy it.
I don't like that, and I don't like her attitude. I don't like her or Asia's attitude. Like, Asia, at least, I feel like has some finesse and is a decent player, but Alyssa Thomas just runs through people, and I don't see the skill to back up the attitude. I won't spend any more of my life thinking about Alyssa Thomas. Her triple doubles are phony, if you want my honest opinion. I think that she made that a narrative for herself, and so she's doing this little toss it to somebody, or somebody passes to her, she passes it back real quick, just to make sure to get the assist. If they're not real assists, they're just pass backs for stat pads.
And there are a lot of players in the WNBA I don't like. She might be number one.
Her teammate might be number one for me.
Perfect way to end it, and if you're a Fever fan, you know exactly who he's talking about. Thank you so much to John and Michelle, and thank you for listening. Please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with a Fever fan in your life. More than one if you really want. Tell them all. Tell people who aren't even Fever fans. And help spread the word that the Central Indiana Sports Report is here talking about Central Indiana sports every single day. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media.
Let's keep it professional.
I was going to say, and I love Susie, like I do after every podcast, but I don't know if I'm going to now. And I love Susie.